Hey, welcome back to the show, and today I want to make a video about what large format photography is. If you're new to film photography, you might have heard the term large format and you're wondering what kind of photography it is. We all pretty much know what 35mm is, or even full frame, which is most of the digital people say. Some people know what medium format is, which is, those Hasselblads, those, cinematic looks that you want 6x7. You've seen maybe Mamiya 7 RZs, model shoots or stuff like that. But large format still is, maybe to those newcomers, something a bit more hard to understand, maybe not so usual to see out and about. You usually don't see people running around with large format cameras like you might with 35 or medium format. So large format photography is basically photography that you are using a large format camera for. And what does a large format camera imply? It usually is basically a view camera. It's a camera that has bellows, not always, but mostly. It usually has a lens that goes in the front, which is basically a lens just like this that goes on a lens board. And on the back, you have where your film holder goes, and you use sheet film. So in terms of large format, a lot of people have had a lot of arguments about what is the first size that introduces large format. Is it sheet photography or sheet film photography? Is it mean that it has movements? Some large format cameras have movements in all their front standard and back standard, some don't. So for me and for you guys, I'm gonna make a line on 4x5 inch. So this is 4x5 inch film. There's 4 sheets in this plastic sleeve. And this is the minimum size that I will probably be mentioning as large format. There are sheet film in 6x9, and sometimes there's an intermediate there. And basically, this is the size I will be referring to for the smallest size, which is 4x5. You're gonna hear 4x5, 5x7, 8x10, stuff like that. It's all the size of the sheet in inches. So this is 5 inches by 4 inches. This, for example, is an 8x10 sheet of film, which would work on that camera, the CNR. And this means it's 8 inches by 10 inches. And you would have this film come in these boxes, which is where the sheet film comes. So this doesn't come preloaded in canisters. You're gonna have to load your film holders. The most typical camera that most people remember about large format are these press cameras. These are the press cameras that were used in probably many, many movies and in the 40s and 50s for press photographers. They still work. They're great starter cameras, and large format photography will probably not be where it is if it wasn't for these cameras. Then the 35 and 120 started coming out, and large format cameras got left behind. So large format photography, to start, is sheet film. It's cameras with mostly movements, some are not. I will be making differences between what cameras have movements, which ones don't, what are their purpose, why would they be different, and such. But just want to make sure you guys understand large format photography is that you use a large format camera, also called view camera. Some people call it by the size of the film, so 11x14 camera, 8x10 camera, 4x5 in the case of the Graflex. So yeah, lenses, as always, are not the standard mounts and stuff. We'll talk all about different lenses, barrel lenses, and stuff like that. But I just want to get you guys on the same page and what large format photography means. So just remember that. It's sheet film, it's big film, it has cameras that have all these movements. If you want to think about the bellows as something to remember what large format is, remember that you have to cover your head. So think about those people that put their head under the camera to see the ground glass, and that will help you understand what large format. Nowadays, it's getting more and more popular. I'll come to that later, but I just want you guys to understand large format. So yes, thanks for watching. Remember, as always, if you have any questions, leave the comments below or any of my social media. See you in the next video.